All right, team. Thank you for joining me again. We're just going to go over the results of our survey and create and start working on our action plan. So I distributed to students, and I talked to students throughout grade levels, not just on our campus, not just the younger students, because sometimes they don't have a clear understanding. So quite a few of my students were 3rd through 5th graders, and I just asked them questions about the district in particular. And most of them feel recognized. They feel school is a safe space. So that's good. They have a positive vision about the school. I did ask a couple of kindergartners just because we'll be working on our campus, and they think school is fun. And that's all that matters to them at this age. So I think that proves that district-wide, the students feel safe, and that's important, that school is a safe space. So, Ms. Hobson?
Yes. I was able to speak to some of our community partners. So the great thing is that they all pretty much had a very positive attitude about our district as a whole, but they did have some struggles with the communication of our particular school vision.
Okay.
And where that lined up with our administrator's vision for our campus. Things district-wide were great. It was just a particular problem on our campus because there were times that some of our community partners kind of spoke up and said that they wanted to take a more active part on our campus, but they weren't always, getting that communication back. And they also expressed that when they're doing things for our school community, especially including teachers, that they fear that it doesn't always get to the teachers.
Okay, awesome. Ms. Newton, you collected survey data on the parents. Was there a consensus there?
The parents felt that their students were put first, but they did have a problem with, they wanted to be more engaged in things around the school and events and things like that.
Okay.
I can see them saying that.
Same. And Ms. Watkins, you spoke with some teachers.
Yes, and pretty much most of them agreed with pretty much most of the things, except for they didn't really feel like they had the help. A lot of them didn't feel like they really got the help that they needed by administration. They felt like their concerns were falling on deaf ears, or, pretty much you figure out the problem on your own.
Okay. All right. So thank you guys for sharing your survey with those stakeholders and teachers and parents and analyzing your data. So now we need to create an action plan on how we can fix some of the improve, I won't say fix, how we can improve on some of the concerns that showed up in the survey. So let's start with teachers, because that's very personal. So teachers feel like they don't have a lot of support from admin and that they're left on their own. So what's a way we can fix that? I think, what am I trying to say? A mentor program. Maybe that?
Yeah.
Between teachers and teachers?
But peer mentoring.
Yes.
Okay.
I honestly believe that it's just a bit of a trickle-down method. I don't think that administrators always feel supported.
Okay.
And because they don't feel supported and they're taking on different roles, that is causing teachers to not feel supported. So
Okay.
maybe if we could also form maybe a sunshine committee.
Okay.
Bring a little bit more
like that.
happiness
Yeah.
around so that the administrators can know, like, hey, we do appreciate what you are doing and we support you. And then, when one is happy, you can't help but to spread that joy.
It makes a great environment.
So,
It makes for a great environment.
so a sunshine committee for everyone. For everybody, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we do great jobs as teachers expressing sunshine to our students. But it'll be nice to have that teacher between
With
teacher
teachers.
and teacher,
Okay.
between administrator and administrator,
Okay.
administration and teacher. It makes for a more positive environment to work in.
Okay, so as far as the person responsible for a Sunshine Committee program, it's everybody, anybody who wants to join.
Yes, and our community stakeholders are literally saying we want to be
They
a
want to
part
help.
of it.
Perfect, so
Yeah.
that helps, okay? Including stakeholders, got it. Okay, and what resources will be needed for that? Well, money.
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 There are a lot of things, and I think if we plan ahead, that we could actually get donations from our stakeholders.
I absolutely agree. And we also hold, like when we have the Fall Fest or the other events where parents are paying, for concessions or whatever,
Yes.
those funds could be used
Could we use?
for the Sunshine Committee, especially since we don't have a PTA or PTO organization.
Exactly.
Those funds could be used for that. Okay, perfect. And when would we like to have this done? Do you just want to start it the first week of school,
I
or
think that would be nice.
or
The week that we return,
that's the PD week? Okay.
we can give teachers the opportunity to sign up to be a part of that committee, and then within that committee, they can determine who gets what, part of it.
Okay, and then we can check up on this to see how people feel end of semester, December.
That's the perfect
See if it
goal.
works. Okay, to check in, see how it's going. Perfect. Any other ideas to help teacher support besides peer mentoring and Sunshine Committee? I'll go back to peer mentoring. We already have a mentorship program for first year teachers, and I think it's great, but sometimes teachers who have been here still need support just in
Absolutely.
different ways.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. So they need support in different ways. Maybe they don't need so much I'm brand new, help me training, but I'm breaking down, help me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So I think we should increase the mentoring program from new teachers to anyone who needs it. Okay? All right.
I think that would really help with the mental health crisis that's kind
I
of
absolutely agree.
going on.
Okay. So for next, we'll go to the parents. The parents want more involvement. How are some ways we can get the parents more involved? What are some ways we can get the parents more
Let's
involved?
start a PTO.
Yes.
Start a PTO, PTA. That is absolutely needed.
If we can
And they want
have
to.
a IB parental leadership team, we can have a PTO.
I agree.
That's true.
Yes.
Okay. Start a PTA. All right. Who's going to be responsible for starting a PTA?
We should have a committee of teachers who would be willing to work that.
All right. So the same week we have teachers sign up for the Sunshine Committee, we'll also have them sign up if they want to work on PTA. I have a parent with a student returning that I know would love to be a part of it and should probably be right on board to help jumpstart it. So I think that's great. And we'll start that also the first PD week. We'll send information out to parents. I'll say after the first 6 weeks of school, just because those first 6 weeks are so busy and we got to get the kids settled. But after the first 6 weeks, everyone will be in routine so we can start inviting the PTA to plan things. There's ideas. Because also around that time, it'll be the fun things. We'll have Halloween, Fall Fest type activities. It would be great to have an organization to help
Absolutely.
get those things together. Awesome. Okay. And for community partners, we already said that we would have them included in the Sunshine Committee. But how can we have them be more involved besides donations, besides funding?
Well, I know that some of our community partners, which are churches, are more than willing to host events at their facilities.
Okay.
It's happened before.
They are.
We just weren't very open about the community, our school community, knowing about that.
Okay. They could also do like how they're coming in this summer, which is great.
Volunteers.
Just as volunteers, they could come in to read.
Mm-hmm.
With IB, I'm sure they could come in to make visits about their jobs or other things they do in the community.
Even student mentors. That happens at other campuses.
It does. Awesome. Okay. And once again, the people responsible for that will be the stakeholders who want to be involved, and they've already expressed that they want to be.
Also, our community and schools coordinator
Perfect.
will probably be the head of that and would have the most information on how to make that happen.
Mhm.
But I think it would be very helpful for her to have a few people on her team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. And we can start having them volunteer also after the first 6 weeks, the second 6 weeks of school. They can come in and volunteer where needed. Teachers always need help with cutting or laminating. When I was in elementary, there was a room mom who would come and do stuff like that for teachers. And I think it would relieve a lot of pressure off of some teachers if they had that. And that'll also help with them feeling less supported because, they'll have help. All right, well, thank you, ladies. I think we have a good start to our action plan, and I can't wait to implement it.
Yay!
Thanks for joining.
Thank you, Miss Charles.
Mhm.
We appreciate you.